it's Ruthie here, and today is a very special happy birthday to one of my longest term friends, not my oldest by any means, but certainly one that I go back years and years and years with. I wish to say happy birthday, Michelle, and I shall now, as a special birthday present to you, tell one of the most humiliating episodes of my childhood. When I was about 14, my sister got a pony called Sparkling Crystal. We called her Chris for short, but she was a tad high-strung, and as a result of being high-strung, Mum booked her into a, I suppose you call it sort of a workshop, sort of a horse clinic. So Mum went off with this pony for the day to a horse trainer's in Whangarei, and it all went swimmingly, and the pony, we sorted out the problem, and the pony became an excellent riding pony for many years after. That is not the horrible story. The phone number of the horse trainer was written down on a piece of paper and it was kept by the telephone. And about this time, my friend Michelle, who went to a real school and had to take real spelling tests, had a spelling test coming up. I was pretty impressed by that. I thought that was pretty cool because I didn't have to take spelling tests, because the few times Mum sent me a spelling test, she got so depressed she decided not to do it again. Michelle had to take spelling tests. So this particular day, I rang up to find out how Michelle's spelling test had gone. So I picked up the number, Michelle's number, which I kept by the phone, and I dialed it in. And a voice I did not recognise answered the phone, but that was fine because, you know, people have visitors. So I said, "Oh, I'd like to speak to Michelle, please." And the person said, "No problem." And then Michelle came on the phone. Something very strange had happened to Michelle. Michelle sounded like she'd aged by about 30 years overnight. Now, any of you who have read my blog posts about when I was a child will know that I was not a genius child. And rather than thinking to myself, "Oh dear, something has gone a bit wrong," I stayed on the phone. And I said, because I had really lost my nerve, I said, "Oh, hello, Michelle." And this deep, growly voice said, "Hello." And I said, "Did you have a nice day?" And something in me said not to add at school. I just said, "Did you have a nice day?" "Yes, thank you," said this deep, foreboding voice. And I thought, gosh, what's happened to Michelle? She doesn't just sound old, she sounds mean and nasty. So I said, "Oh, we're having some nice weather, aren't we?" And the voice said, "I suppose so." And it sounded really foreboding, and by now I was getting quite nervous. And when I was a kid and I lost my nerve, I didn't get more intelligent. So I said, because I really wanted to ask about the spelling test, but something in me said this was not the sort of person to ask about the spelling test. So I completely lost my nerve and I said, "By the way, Michelle, how old are you?" And this deep, growly voice said, "How old are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm 14. And this terrible voice said, "Well, I am a great deal older than 14, and I really must say, I think for a little girl to ring up a complete stranger for the purpose of asking her age is the rudest thing I have ever heard of." And then she hung up the phone, and I was so upset, and I couldn't work out what happened. And then I realised I'd rung the horse trainer's number by accident, and it turned out she had someone called Michelle staying with her too. And it was very horrible, and my mum had to ring up and make copious apologies, and it was one of the worst things that ever happened to me. So there you go, Michelle. I have shared this humiliating story on your birthday as a special birthday present, and I hope you liked it, and I hope you have an absolutely splendid birthday, and I love you lots and lots. Bye-bye.